Go
Welcome,
for the
ladies and
next
gentlemen.
one. Graves and Twisted Fate. Old lore. Old, outdated, irrelevant lore. Love it. Thank you for making so many great views. I think it's like the same person keeps reacting the same way. Keep up the good work. Twisted Fate is so cool. His obsession with magic is epic. Still, poor Graves. Twisted Fate was epic though. Was Graves released that far back? Damn. Okay, here's the question. His mom's account. Okay. Here's the question. Did you watch Arcane? Tell me that Jinx and Vi's father is not Graves. Tell me this is not Graves. And I believe he also had a shotgun in his bar. There's no way this is not Graves, man. His name was Vander, so it's not Warwick either. But like, come on. This is fucking Graves, man. No, Vander is Warwick? You're kidding me. How's Vander? So they completely changed Warwick story then, if this is Warwick. I know he turned into, like, I don't remember, what did he turn into when he was affected with the whatever, Shimmer or whatever it was called? I think they still called it Shimmer, right? Okay, let's see. I was cinched, whatever. Oh, that's what you're talking about? So you're saying, so this claw is him. Oh. So they changed it a bit, but he still becomes what he becomes thanks to Singed. Oh. So Warwick is Jinx and Vi's father. Like, father or whatever, right? It's like, it's not the real dad, but he took care of them. Interesting. Not confirmed, but 99%. We'll have to watch Necrit, I guess. But again, this is 5 years ago, so this is way before Arcane. But it does make... If this is his hand, because I don't remember what he looked like when he transformed from the Shimmer or whatever. You're saying this is the theory. Watch the 2 seconds.
Oh, you had to get hurt. I'm glad it's you.
Okay.
Every way I slice it. If I go after your sister alone, one of us comes back in a box. I can do this myself. No one else needs to get hurt. I'm glad it's you. Had to be you.
Yeah, see, the thing is, like, I understood it's probably song from the sound, and also when she says, "I'm glad it's you," it had to be you. You can probably assume that she's referring to Vander, whatever. But bro, that's fucking Graves. Warwick W sound. Oh, is that what it was? It was the howl. The one where he smells you. The howl thing. Well, not a howl, but whatever it is, yeah. Interesting. Yeah, they did kill him off pretty early as well, right? And it's like he was empowered, so there's a good chance he's alive, I guess. Because they didn't really show his corpse. They didn't really show that he completely died, right? He was just in the explosion. And we know how they like explosion is covering for someone's death. It's an interesting theory. Did they announce Arcane 2? When it's gonna come out? I just don't care about those characters, man. I wish they had interesting characters in it. I don't care about the family drama. But they said not in 20... Oh, God, okay. So we got a lot of time to speculate. Alright, let's go. Graves, Twisted Fate.
My name is Targran, and once again I'm going to talk to you about the lore of League of Legends. In our last episode, we covered two League champions who are almost symbols to the city-state of Bilgewater. And while we're still staying in the general area of the city, today's spotlight will be focusing on someone less known for his connection to the Blue Flame Island. Graves, the outlaw, will be joined in this episode by his former friend.
And the other things, like, I remember Graves was an outlaw, which, again, if you're in Zaun, you're usually an outlaw, right? For the most part, you're, like, kind of like a criminal. So that's why I made the claim. And he looks like fucking Graves.
His biggest opponent. I am, of course, talking about Twisted Fate, the card master. Enjoy. Malcolm Graves has never known his parents. Born in the glorious city-state of Bilgewater, he's been left in a tavern with nothing but a bottle of milk. He spent his childhood in the slums of the pirate town, learning techniques that have allowed him to reach his adulthood.
Dashing,
using a knife,
and infinite armor,
pickpocketing, cheating, all the dirty tricks that have been almost essential to the young boy's survival in a most unfriendly
you know what I'm talking about.
Against all odds, he survived this harsh period, and as a grown-up teenager, he's decided to find a better life for himself. So far, his life was difficult to say the least, and now Graves was intended to change it. He found his way onto the first ship heading to the main...
Oh, maybe he's too short to be like, Graves is too short to be Vader. Or Vander. Jesus Christ. Darth Vader.
...mainland that was not highly secured, and he made his way into the biggest city-states. Unfortunately, his expectations met quickly with reality, and Graves had realised that Noxus, Zorn, and Demacia are not much better than Bilgewater. Not if you're a poor man with nothing to his name. Graves had to start from scratch once again.
To be a mobster.
Smaller thefts, winning high-stake card games, anything he could do to earn him some money. As soon as his presence in one city-state was notified to the government, Graves would change his current location and emigrate to another city-state, where he would...
Bro, his dash was so overpowered back then, he would dash to a different city-state. Holy shit. That's some dashing skills right there. Forget dashing over a wall. He dashed to the enemy base.
Start doing the same thing once again, until he once again had been recognized. For a few years, Graves had managed...
Maybe shave your beard and like cut your hair, like no one will recognize you. Have you thought about that? Have you ever like seen people with like a massive beard and if they shave it you don't recognize the person? Bro, just do that.
Just to make a reasonable living out of that. Until one day,
right?
when he met the man by the name of Twisted Fate. The game's stakes were unusually high, and both Twisted Fate and Graves have made it into the final round. Seated opposite...
Gee, I wonder who would win. Twisted Fate, whose literal life is revolved around playing cards, or Graves, who's cheated his way through life. Kinda.
...on another. They'd reeled their hands. Both of them have been dealt 4 aces. And while this resulted in serious consequences for both...
Imagine you're playing poker. Somehow everyone has aces. I wonder who is cheating. What the fuck?
Both of them, and stripping any prize off them. That didn't matter.
Oh god, man.
Graves knew he'd found someone equal to himself. Another con man who had spent his whole life training how to cheat. Those who had formed an exceptionally successful alliance.
Yeah.
Working together, they wouldn't usually work together to ensure that one of them won the game.
Just luck,
only to split the money when no one else was looking. Their alliance was highly successful, and due to their partnership, it'd been even harder to accuse them of cheating.
Bro, let's be real. If he drops the gun, right? If he walks around like this, with this skin, no one would ever know that it's Graves, okay? Just it's like it's it, man.
As Graves would cover Twisted Fate, or
what
the other
an
way
idiot!
around. They could easily win any game they wanted, and earn as much money as they needed. If only the cooperation
Oh,
was
singed.
not broken
Ah, it's a
by
singed.
someone from the outside. When Graves had cheated someone and hustled some money off him, he would usually disappear, leaving no trace behind him. This usually worked perfectly, until Graves had cheated an influential official of Zorn. Offended by Graves' actions, the politician used all his contacts to gain intelligence on the con man and his mysterious partner.
Hey, does Zon have politicians? Well, I guess they have their, like the 5 criminal masterminds, right? That's about it, I guess. One sec. You're not. Okay. Alright.
With the help of his friends and a bit of money, he managed to find out about Twisted Fate's deepest desire and contacted him. The deal was simple. If Twisted Fate could capture Graves and bring him to the Zornite prison, he would get contact to the people who could perform some very special experiments on him, and perhaps even help him. The stakes were too high for Twisted Fate to skip this opportunity, and he
What a
agreed
Chad.
to it.
Look at this guy.
Graves has been locked in the prison for a few years before he managed to escape it. First thing that the outlaw did after leaving the prison was getting in touch with a gunsmith.
He has a massive
He ordered
nose.
a very special shotgun for himself, Destiny, as he called it. That was the weapon that he meant to hunt down Twisted Fate with. So far, he's even followed Twisted Fate into the League of Legends.
Right, you never make friends with another con man, bro. You're gonna get conned. That's how it is, man.
But who was the mysterious Twisted Fate, though? He
Mystery.
was born into a poor...
Do you know the pickup artist Mystery? Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Tell me this is not Twisted Fate. Tell me this is not Twisted Fate, bro. We found him. We found Twisted Fate, bro. We know who he is. I think what's... It's like... It's a
Gypsy
mystery,
family.
man.
His parents weren't able to afford any luxuries for themselves or their son, but they have, however, gifted him with something else. Exceptional luck and talent to dealing with cards. Since his youngest years, the boy could perform numerous card tricks, including pulling cards from his sleeve without anyone noticing.
Oh god, man.
This unusual skill had been a great blessing to the boy. Travelling with his parents, he would often take part in numerous card games. Underestimated by his opponents, he always managed to win. No one could even accuse him of cheating. Blaming their loss on a little boy is a cheap move. As he was growing up, Twisted Fate had been winning more and more underground card tournaments.
That's a really cool skin, though. That flaming arm, the white flame arm, that's super cool.
And even legal games. Every time he'd been accused of cheating, he had managed to get away just before the authorities could get closer to him. It earned him a lot of money, as well as a reputation. But that was not what Twisted Fate really wanted.
Oh.
Through his childhood, he'd been listening to stories about magic and watching mages perform their art. He'd always
have
been
never
fairly
seen this
fascinated
skin.
by the ability to control unknown energy, to bend it to their will. His desire to gain this power was close to obsession, but yet the man had to eat. He kept playing in tournaments to earn more money. When one day he met a man named Graves, they formed a surprisingly successful partnership. Yet when the duo had been visiting Zorn, Twisted Fate had learned about experiments that were meant to gift people with magical abilities. He started his own research into the matter when he was suddenly approached by a man. He offered to put Twisted Fate in contact with Dr. Wrath, the mastermind behind the experiment.
Dr. Wrath. Is that the guy from Arcane? Wrath? Jinx's adopting father after she went bonkers? Wasn't that his name? Yeah, it's a side character, but... What was the name of the guy in Arcane then? Arcane, villain, Jinx, dad, whatever. Oh, Silco. Never mind, it was Silco.
The price was simple, betraying his
there's
partner
no
and
one
bringing him
called
into the
Wrath.
prison.
The Arcane dad
Many
is
men
Silco,
wouldn't
yeah.
agree for that, but Twisted Fate was far too upset.
As you can see, I'm really good with names, especially of characters I couldn't care less about.
with his goal of learning how to use magic.
I'm surprised I know almost all the names in League of Legends. Like, I am very surprised. Like, I would... like, I'm so bad with names.
Agreed to the terms and lured the unsuspecting Graves into a trap. Upon meeting Dr. Wrath, Twisted Fate had been warned
is that Eve?
of potential consequences of the experiment,
Same.
but he completely ignored the risks of uncontrolled change, extreme pain, or even death. At this point, those would not matter at all. He was intended to endure whatever the cost would be. He underwent the experiment. The pain was unbearable, but Twisted Fate did not intend to give up. When he was so close to reaching his goal, when the experiment had been finished, Twisted Fate could not feel any change, and enraged, he charged at the team that conducted the experiment. But suddenly he could feel strange energy flowing through his body, and he teleported himself several miles away from the operating room.
He discovered his R ability.
With a smirk on his face,
He got to level 6, I guess.
Twisted Fate understood that the luck was once again upon his side. Upon learning how to control his abilities, Twisted Fate dropped his career as a con man, instead making his way into the Institute of War, where he was accepted as a champion. And that's us done for this particular video. Or you can leave your suggestions for the next...
It feels like such a leap. They just leap from nothing, like it's like he's a con man. He got magical powers, he can teleport himself. Fuck it. Let's go to fucking War Institute. It's like, what a leap! It's not like, let's explore the world, let's go places that no one has ever been. I can teleport miles and miles away. No. I want to go to the Institute of War to fight other people. What a leap. It's like for no reason. Oh my god, bro. These characters sometimes, I'm telling you, it's like they just like go from like A to Z. They forgot all about the other ABCs, you know, B, C, D, E, F, G, whatever. It's so crazy. Anyways, that's Graves and Twisted Fate. Let's go to the next one, I guess.